White guys.
Grease fire now. Grease fire now. Grease fire now. Grease fire
What the
now.
fuck you saying?
Grease
lightning now?
Grease fire now.
What?
No.
Grease.
Yeah.
No.
See, I've been hearing all these videos, these protest videos, and it's grease fire now.
It sounds
No,
like
no,
please
no,
fire now. That's
They're
what-
saying ceasefire now.
Oh, it sounds like.
Ceasefire now.
Yeah.
I thought it said please fire now.
Police fire now.
Please.
Fire the police
Like,
now.
Please. No, I didn't say that. Please don't. No. I don't
Well, see,
fire the
I thought it
police.
was ceasefire now.
Yeah. Ceasefire now.
So they're calling for a ceasefire while
Caesar
Hamas
salad now.
sleep fire now. So wait, they're calling for a ceasefire while Hamas still has all these Israeli hostages, women, children, elderly people, but it's ceasefire, so Israel can't
I can't keep up, man.
respond and get their citizens back. We're talking about innocent civilians here that have been captured and held hostage, but like ceasefire, stop. Is that like that's what they're?
You know more about it than I do.
See, I thought they were saying. I want to be clear about this. I thought they were saying grease fire now, which I would support. I do not support a ceasefire, but I would support a grease fire, as in flaming hot bacon grease being poured down into the terrorist tunnels of Hamas and burning every last
Front
Hamas
tunnel or
terrorist
back tunnel?
alive with flaming hot bacon grease. That to me sounds like a measured response to parachuting
They
in.
even eat pork?
Yeah, this is terrible. You're saying bacon grease, and I'm starving.
Yeah. Yeah, and you eat bacon. These Stone Age death cult motherfuckers don't eat bacon, so that's what I'm saying. We should burn them alive with bacon grease. That seems like a measured response to what they've done to the innocent civilians of Israel. If I'm wrong, you tell me if I'm wrong. I might be
I'm
wrong.
really not that
Am I
involved
wrong?
in all that overseas stuff. You know, I know it's not good, and I've not wanted to see any of it because I don't like any of it.
Yeah. The thing, I have to laugh when people call for ceasefire, because there was a ceasefire up until October 7th
And that's when, it
when
all
fucking
dropped.
Palestinian terrorists came over the border,
Right.
raped, killed, beheaded, everything that they did. So there was a ceasefire
Didn't
until
seem
there
to
was an
cease.
insane, the most, if you like percentage wise of the population, this was many times worse than 9/11 for Israel, as far as the number of people that were killed, taken hostage, compared to, the 3,000 people that died in 9/11 compared to our population. So, like, to call for a ceasefire to me is like, you're supporting the fucking terrorists.
But
Like-
the people are retarded.
Yes, they are. Osho is my favorite quote from Osho ever.
It's not bad. I like that.
Anyway, yeah, everybody knows what's going on. We don't have to go so deep into that, but we got that out of the way. You want to move on to what we're here for today? To
I'm
celebrate,
ready to gobble turkey time, son.
to
Let's
celebrate
go.
my
Let's talk some
favorite,
silly shit.
my favorite holiday of all time, Thanksgiving.
Is it even a holiday?
Yes.
It sure is.
Oh, I thought they banned the holiday.
It's my very favorite holiday.
Yeah,
But I think we have a great video coming up of somebody who doesn't think that it should be celebrated as the holiday that it is.
I got you.
I found this brilliant woman on TikTok recently. So let's see what she has to say about Thanksgiving.
Here we go.
So tonight, my kids were like, hey, Mom, for Thanksgiving this year, can we just get like chicken wings and pizza and make a bunch of desserts and get candy and just eat all the junk food that we never really eat? And at first I was like, no, it's Thanksgiving. Why would we eat that stuff? We can't eat that for Thanksgiving. But then I stopped myself and I really thought about it. And I was like, why are we even celebrating Thanksgiving? Why are we even celebrating our country at all? Our
Right.
country was literally developed on genocide, and we continue to
That's what I've been
celebrate that
saying.
every single year when we celebrate Thanksgiving. And our country continues to support genocide. And so I looked at my kids and I said, you know what? That sounds like a great idea. In fact, we don't even need to call it Thanksgiving. We can just call it Random Junk Food Day. We can just chill out and relax and eat a bunch of junk food. Because I don't know about you, I am not up for celebrating Thanksgiving this year. In fact,
not
I
up
probably
for it.
should have stopped celebrating it years ago. I am not feeling very thankful for our country. Random Junk Food Day sounds a little bit more relatable to the USA.
I mean, right? Random junk food day
I mean, it sounds
See,
cool,
but that's
I-
like my everyday.
instead of celebrating Thanksgiving, instead of giving thanks, let's celebrate a random junk food day and eat all the fucking high fructose corn syrup garbage. This woman sounds like a great mom. I'm glad she wasn't my mom, and I feel bad for her fucking kids. Because if she's raising them on this bullshit, you have nothing to be thankful for. This country was founded on genocide.
I'm thankful that we're able to move how we move, and there's no bombs blowing up. Like, I'm really thankful for, like, we could sit here and not be stressed out about maybe dying in the next 5 minutes.
It's just what we just talked about.
Yeah.
That some Stone Age death cult worshipping heathens are going to come across the border
Right.
and bomb us, murder our children, rape our women.
And still all our turkeys on Thanksgiving.
We don't have to worry about that. That's fucking something to be thankful for.
I'm super thankful for that. I don't forget about it. Every day I'm thankful.
Although with the shitstorm going on at the southern border now, it might be something that we actually have to worry about more so than we have in a long time. You know, they've apprehended lots of people that have been on this terror watch list coming across the southern border since. Oh, happy birthday, Joe Biden.
Ooh, 81, baby. You
Byron.
made it.
81. Joe Byron.
Wake up, 81.
Joe
Let's
Byron.
go.
What are you going to say to Joe Byron?
Let's go on a date, baby. It's my favorite. That's favorite. I love Coney Island Boys. What's it, Neff? What's his name?
Yeah.
It's like Neff. I always watch his, like, don't disrespect me. Like, I love him.
But seriously, this fucking chick.
She's just saying what she wants to say, dude. Like everyone else. So, like, I don't like.
But that's her next generation. Is
Yeah, I
someone's
mean,
going to be
she's
growing up on not having Thanksgiving.
She's raising children now and teaching them that
Not to be
instead of having a Thanksgiving, we should have a random junk food day
Like,
where we
it's
just
not every day.
we just eat bullshit.
Sounds,
Which she's not wrong that Americans eat a lot of junk food and eat a lot of bullshit, but to
speak for
replace
yourself, dude. I don't eat all that shit.
for me, and this is just personally, like it's my favorite holiday.
Thanksgiving. I do like Thanksgiving.
It's
I like the
for me.
stuff.
It fundamentally is about getting together with friends and family, and talking about what you're thankful for.
Yeah.
Right? It's not about to me. It's like the polar opposite of something like Pride Month.
Yeah.
Where you're taking pride in something that you were just born into. This is giving thanks, the things that you're thankful for in this world, whether it's the country you live in, your whatever. But it's a non-ego type of holiday. It's like removing your ego from it and saying,
It's not about just you. It's about all.
yeah, right.
All celebrate together.
But like at the same
So I'll
time,
probably
like
double dip.
I don't want us to sound like biased on the topic because, you know, that's how things evolve. I know it's been a holiday for a very long time, and I understand that. And maybe the holiday she's trying to instill her kids is not smart, or, but
I mean, if you want to make a new one, go ahead and make a new one.
Yeah,
but
but
don't bastardize.
yeah. At the same time, like for you, like you instill what you want to instill into your kids, and they're hopefully going to take that on, learn from what you taught them, and then bring that into their adulthood. So I can see it both ways. I'm not saying what she said is valid by no means, but I just don't have that biased outlook on it that, you know, it's quote unquote wrong to, you know, change up a tradition.
Yeah. Well, it's the thing with like all of this, like recontextualizing history, which is like these are the same people that say we should teach the true history, but yet at the same time, they're teaching this overly politicized history, which is not actually the true history, but they're framing it as though this is the true history that you should have learned in school that you didn't learn.
Yeah, like the founding fathers of the United States,
Right?
or the who discovered the United States.
Sure.
We have like Columbus Day, and
Right. It's not Columbus Day. It's Indigenous Peoples Day. It's not Thanksgiving. It's I forget what the other term. It's like the Indigenous Day of Mourning or something.
Yeah, that whole topic is just it's crazy. Like like we talk about the whole school agenda that they push. Like, why not tell the truth? All right, well, not tell the truth and just push your agenda. And then they pushed it so hard that it's now a national holiday that everyone that doesn't know the truth follows.
Right.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
Like, it's actually crazy to think about.
Yeah. So you guys probably know, I mean, and happy almost Thanksgiving to you and you.
Thank you.
And maybe trigger warning, Joe, as our 5% Native American. I don't. There may bring up some things that.
Hey man, I'm about to experience my first Puerto Rican Thanksgiving.
Oh, that's
year.
exciting.
So I'm going in blind. I have no idea what I'm about to experience, but I know it's not going to be like my traditional Thanksgiving that I grew up on. So arms wide open, mouth wide open.
I
Gobble,
think.
gobble.
Yeah, I think in general most Puerto Ricans are very patriotic, from what I understand.
I know she's been preparing. My
But we'll see.
girlfriend's been preparing some off the normal kinds of food.
Nice.
I don't know if they're making a turkey. I have, like I said, no idea what I'm walking into, but I've had their food before, and I know it's not what I'm used to, but amazing. So I'm
That's
excited.
exciting. That's awesome. Well, so let's get down to it. All right? This is going to be
It's like get down to the turkey talk.
Let's get down to it. This is going to be a little bit
Go?
It's going to be a little different than a regular episode. It's going to be, I hope, a little more educational than a normal episode. We're still going to have our normal white guy shenanigans, I'm sure. But I do want to talk about some actual truths from history around Thanksgiving that and hopefully the buzzing that I'm hearing in the headphones is not coming through. I don't know. We had some audio issues tonight.
Yeah.
Fucking stalling.
But we'll see. I'm not sure why. I don't know. We're still new at this. This is only episode 21. So
But hey, we made it to episode 21. We didn't even.
speaking of, you can follow us on YouTube, Rumble. We're getting all the new and old episodes up to Rumble, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, all the other places you get your podcasts. And please, guys, because I know there's a good amount of people who are watching us on YouTube, we're not getting as many likes as we are views. So please do us a favor. If you're watching on YouTube, just hit the like button. It takes a millisecond, and it really does help with the rankings and the algorithm and getting us out to other people, because we're really trying to get our shit out to more people. And we're hoping that you, our lovely, sexy, beautiful listeners, can help us a little bit with that. So throw up a like on YouTube, on Apple Podcasts, on Spotify, wherever you are. So
Grinder, all that shit.
Grinder.
We're still working on the account, by the way. It's gonna be a thing.
But you guys probably know the first quote unquote Thanksgiving was in 1621.
Yep, sure do.
Right?
I was there.
And it was the survivors of the Mayflower landed in Plymouth Rock. So they
The
had
same
about
one that delivered furniture? Is that like the same company?
Yeah. But they only delivered about half the people. So they started out with about 100. By the first Thanksgiving, there was about 50 left.
Oh, okay.
So it wasn't great.
So they didn't. They must have they must have ate the bad turkey.
50% survival.
Right.
But what they did do, they actually they had a decent harvest that year. So they lost half their people, but they had a decent harvest, and they decided to have
More food for them. That's
a
what they
meal to
decided.
celebrate. Yeah. And so what happened was, so let's go. I want to kind of backtrack a little bit, and so we got a new segment that's probably going to be a reoccurring segment, but we're going to debut it tonight, and we got a new jam that I wrote specifically for this, which was inspired by my love for classic West Coast hip hop from the 90s.
Sweet.
And so, Joe, if you want to drop that, that'll intro us into this very new segment.
Oops.
Sounds West Coast.
1, 2, I can barely count to 2, but this is some
Sounds
shit
very
that I
white and
learned in
West
public
Coast.
school.
Eh.
Yeah.
So that's it. That's all you got. That's it. All right.
That's it. It's just an
yeah,
intro
it's the
song.
intro.
It's not going to be a whole song.
It's gonna grow.
So this is some shit that I learned in public school.
Yeah.
All right. And so number one, we're going to do 3 of these. First one is that the Native Americans were a peaceful, loving, almost hippie-like people, living without war, without suffering, basically just communing with the land before the white man showed up. That's what I was taught in school.
Sounds like they're just tiptoeing through the tulips with the buffaloes.
Yeah, right. But real talk is that many of the native tribes were very often at war with each other.
Yeah.
Right? They fought over land almost constantly. The Comanche were well known as one of the most vicious of all the tribes. They had very minimal social structure. They had very minimal societal structure. What they did was raise their sons to be warriors. That was the thing, was to raise the kids to be warriors. And when they fought another tribe, when they took over another tribe, the men were killed, the women were raped, babies were killed. If children between, they say, the age of like 3 and 10 were probably taken as slaves. But they were vicious, and they made no bones about it, you know. And I'm not criticizing them at all, but like, this is something that I was never taught in school.
Right.
I was taught that these were all peaceful people, but the Comanche were feared. They fucking ruled the Great Plains. They almost completely wiped out the Apache. Like, almost had a genocide against the Apache.
Exactly, but my 5% still lived on, baby.
That's
Apache
right.
all the way.
That's right.
Cake actually writes a song with them in it. Come Comanche,
Comanche?
Comanche, Comanche, come on Comanche. Yeah.
Yeah?
I wish you played that. You just got to put it in the damn show. But it's yeah, they sing about the Comanches.
Did you guys know about the Aztecs, who were like farther south in South America?
Yeah. Yep.
So they would sacrifice, the estimates are anywhere between 20,000 and 250,000 people per year they would sacrifice
Damn.
to their gods.
Yep. The sun god.
Sounds important.
Right? Yeah. So and again, like, I'm not saying this to criticize these tribes at
You're
all.
saying
Like, I have
something.
a lot of respect for Native American tribes. I mean, I fucking
Yeah, you better.
play Native American flutes. I love the fashion. I love the feathers. I got the fucking feather
You get the
tattoos.
Dave Grohl's on the
You know
top
what I mean?
side.
I had them before Dave Grohl. But I'm only bringing it up just to talk about that this is the actual truth. It's not that the white man brought the idea of war and slavery and all these things to the New World. It was here. It was always here. Like, it was everywhere. People fight over land, and the victors claim the land, and the
Yep.
losers lose the land. That's the way it's been since the beginning of time. But that's not what I was taught in school. I don't know if that's what you were taught in school. I was taught that
I was taught that we're going to have off and we're having turkey and pumpkin pie, and they're going to use that Cool Whip. That whip.
The cool
The
Cool Whip.
whip.
Yeah,
Whip.
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 No, it's all, I don't really get into anything they taught. I don't really believe half the shit that we were taught. I really don't. I just don't get involved in it.
Yeah.
Because you're going to teach me. I'm going to learn from you.
I don't watch the news because I'm a kid.
That's for me. That's you're doing that for me. I don't watch the news.
We got Jojo loaded up with some new
I look at it. No
audio
news,
samples, and that was perfect.
No news is good news,
I don't
man.
watch the news because I'm a kid.
I don't watch the news because I'm a Ken.
All right. Number 2,
All right,
shit that I
let's
was
go.
taught in public school.
Okay, go ahead.
That the colonists and eventually America committed a mass genocide against the Native Americans. Were you taught that in school?
I didn't listen to what they taught me.
I mean, Little Miss Whitey, virtue signal mother that we just watched, said America was founded on genocide. That's something you'll hear if you watch any of these woke lefty TikTok videos about, or anything really about Thanksgiving, or not even Thanksgiving, but like that's become a main kind of mantra.
Yeah.
The United States was founded on genocide.
They should have been founded on Genesis with like Phil Collins. They did a lot better.
Yeah. He seems to have an invisible touch.
Yeah. We take control and snatch your land from your hand. Yeah.
So give me your best guess, percentage-wise.
10.
For what?
How many?
Well, it's the goddamn
Joe's got
question.
10.
You bet you know all the answers. Damn.
What do you think the percentage of Native Americans was that were that was horrible grammar. What do you think the percentage of Native Americans were intentionally killed by settlers, colonialists, Americans?
5.
Joe's got 5.
Well, he's already 5%. Of course, he's 5.
That's why I changed my answer.
I'm gonna say I really don't know.
$1.
I'm not even gonna
Like
guess.
through, just say like through war and battles, like all the like.
I'm better guessing numbers on like pricing of items and shit, like, but not like
$1.
deaths. I'm just gonna say 13.5%.
13.5.
Yeah, that's it. That's what I got.
All right, that's close. The best estimates are actually between 80 and 90% of Native Americans actually died through infectious disease. Not through warfare, not through starvation.
But
Coronavirus?
But the honkies brought it over, right?
The honkies brought it over.
There you go.
Yeah, but they
See?
didn't have the
The
immunity,
system.
right?
What's that noise?
I don't know. Is it my mic? Is it mine?
I don't know.
That's why there are noises.
We'll see. Hopefully, it's not coming through.
But yeah,
We'll just.
so the
We'll just
honkies
hope
brought
it's
the
not.
popcorn chicken.
They brought the popcorn chicken. Do you want to check your cable there? Oh,
It was Kenneth? It was Kenny.
maybe.
Nope, it's back.
This is going to be a whole thing.
Pull it out. No, it's still there.
Good? Are we good? Are we kosher white guy fans? Jesus Christ, Kenny. Always fucking shit up and just mute you.
Is this a fucking?
Hold on.
And then as soon as we go talk again,
Bring him back up.
I didn't
Why?
turn him down.
I thought you muted him.
I did for half a second, and then I muted him.
Hello.
Oh,
Are we
Okay.
here? Are we
Yeah.
live?
Okay.
All right, continue.
Yeah. So yeah, I said 3.5. The honkies brought the popcorn chicken over. Got everybody sick.
yeah, but so between 80 and 90, and possibly upwards of 90% of Native Americans actually died through infectious disease, not through.
I didn't touch anything, dude. I don't know what's happening.
All right, we're just gonna roll with it. If we
Mhm.
have background noise, that's just gonna be the way it is.
Just the way it is.
It's the ghosts of the Native Americans that are buried underneath this house.
It's the ghost of
like
the honky
poltergeist.
past.
Sorry,
Yeah.
my blood is boiling right now.
But so yeah, they weren't shot, they weren't killed on purpose. You know, they weren't scalped. That was an Indian thing.
Mm-hmm.
Infectious disease, you know, and I wish they would have had a shaman, you know, as amazing as Dr. Anthony Fauci.
They should
back
have got
then.
the vaccine.
You know what I
and they
mean?
would've been Fine. If they would've got
if you're in your teepees, you should be wearing a mask and you should be social distancing. Even if you're outside on the plains, if you're hunting buffalo, you're in a hunting party.
6 TPs apart.
6 TPs apart. And if you have one mask, put a second mask on. It's even better.
What did they wear to cover up the genitalia? What was that called?
Fig leaves.
No, the little leather pouch. So you could just take your pouch off.
Tidy whities.
I drive a Subaru because I'm gay.
Oh man! Thank God I don't drive a Subaru.
All right. Number 3. Shit that I was taught in public school.
Wait, did we ever find out what the percentage was?
80%.
So 80 to 90% of Native
Yeah.
Americans died through communicative
So
diseases.
it would have been 10%.
Yeah.
So I would have
10.
been. I was
You would have
right.
been in there. Yeah.
Yes.
Yep. You were both close. You said 13.5. My mic sounds horrible. I hope it doesn't sound like this on the recording. This is only the 21st episode, so don't expect us to have our shit ironed out. All right.
There's been
It takes
some
a while.
bugs.
I don't know.
I haven't ironed a shirt.
I don't know
in
what's
weeks.
going on. Yeah.
Listen, we keep
I've been
adding
going out
things like
fancy.
different cameras and
It's true.
new soundboards, so there's going to be issues.
Yeah.
know what I mean?
Hormones.
Yeah, hormones.
I'm still trying to hit
I'm still trying to figure out what number 6 does.
I just freak out.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's a learning process, you know. If you're along with a ride or 20, 21, 23, whatever it is, solid
21,
viewers.
baby.
Well, what if the ride's not that long? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, it's been pretty long so far.
I drive a Subaru because I'm gay.
All right. Okay, boys. All right.
My first car ever was a Subaru.
You can tell.
That's right. Wish I could drive you in that Subaru hatchback. It was a stick shift too.
If you had a brat, you could.
5-speed.
If you had a brat, you could do it.
Ooh, a brat. That's funny.
All right, number 3.
Number 3, shit that I was taught in public school.
Yeah.
The Pilgrims were on the brink of starvation, and they were saved by the Indians, who taught them how to farm and survive off the land.
I remember that in school.
Right? I was taught that.
Yeah.
They almost died.
Yeah.
Just about
yeah,
dead.
Yeah, they were just, and then
Right?
they,
And the Indians came along and were like, grow some fucking corn, you dumbasses.
yeah.
There's eel, bass, all kinds. Like, what do you?
And they could have made like corn chowder and stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
'Cause they were up that way. You know what I
Like
mean?
them
They were all the way
tortillas, northern tortillas.
up, outside of Rhode Island.
What's
yeah,
a northern tortilla look like?
A northeastern tortilla? Probably good.
Northeastern tortilla, yeah.
North side Philly tortilla.
But so the real talk, the quote unquote first Thanksgiving, celebrated in 1621, followed the Pilgrims' first harvest, right? So the idea that these people came from another continent with no farming skills, with no idea how to survive, they just like showed up on a boat and were like,
What do we do?
"Where's the welfare?" You
Where's
know, like
the stores at?
no,
Like, I'm
of
trying to
course
get-
they had skills.
They had no Aldi's or like.
Yeah.
none of that shit.
Well, to be fair though, 50% of those people died.
They did.
So there is a chance that people that knew how to farm could have died.
Could have been those people that died.
Yeah, so like
The
you know
other
what I mean,
was-
like
the other-
because when you're going on a trip, you're like, all right, I need a person that knows health. I need a person that knows how to farm,
Right.
how to build houses.
Yeah.
You kind of like,
How to make babies.
well, yeah,
the fucking the shoemakers lived. They had good shoes
yeah,
with
they
no
had
buckles.
fucking amazing shoes, but
Yeah.
they didn't know how to farm.
The people who know what a woman is and what a man is and how you put them together and make a baby.
I don't
That's,
think
There-
they
there
were-
was
I
a-
don't
there
think
was-
they were
there was a
doing
select
that type
few
of
of
thing
those.
back
Yeah.
then. I don't
The-
know if that was a.
even fewer now.
See, I don't even recall even when I was in my timeline that was a thing. Like it wasn't a prominent thing.
Yeah.
Like all that other stuff that's going on. Like what you're dealing with right now. Like I can't wait to have your like Zoom meeting with your little grammar shit.
So there were 53 surviving members out of the original 100.
53 pilgrims left.
Yep. And apparently the feast was attended by 90 of the Wampanoag, which was a local tribe.
Yeah.
So
Say that 3 times fast.
Wampanoag, Wampanoag, Wampanoag.
Womp 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 womp.
According to these are direct accounts. According to direct accounts, the feast was cooked by 4 adult pilgrim women who survived the first winter in the New World, and I have their names to fact check: Eleanor Billington, Elizabeth Hopkins, Mary Brewster, and Susanna White, along with their young daughters and some male servants too. Not slaves, just servants. Just people helping out in the kitchen, whatever. You know what I mean? So, according to the accounts by the Wampanoag descendants, the harvest was originally set up for the pilgrims alone. The surviving natives, upon hearing some celebratory gunfire and fearing war, arrived to see their feast, and they were warmly welcomed to join the celebration, and they contributed their own foods. Supposedly they went out and shot some deer. They brought some deer. I think they brought some corn and some other things. So right there is something that I wasn't taught either. I was taught that the Pilgrims were just about dead and that the local tribes had this feast with them and shared with them and shared their food with them because they were just about dead. And when, in fact, it was a sharing between the two. The Pilgrims did well. The Wampanoag did well, obviously, because they lived there. They were used to the conditions. And they actually shared.
Well, they were home.
They were home.
These cats weren't from. It wasn't
home field advantage. Yeah.
Yeah, they did.
But they actually that was the Thanksgiving. They actually did share in it. It's not this new interpretation with which people make out to be like this old truth that's been whitewashed. That like, no, actually, the Pilgrims were just celebrating the fact that they massacred all the Native Americans, and they were celebrating that. Like, that's what they were giving thanks for because they massacred people. No, they were giving thanks. And the whole idea of a Thanksgiving, like, that was a greater thing. It was like it was this back and forth between fasting and Thanksgiving. So they would fast for certain reasons, either due to religious things or otherwise, but then they would also have these days of Thanksgiving. It was not just that there was one Thanksgiving, like, they would celebrate, like, let's have a Thanksgiving for a good harvest or a military victory or all these different things, or people survived or whatever. So they would have multiple Thanksgivings. It was just not until Abraham Lincoln codified it as a national holiday in 1863 that we have this one singular day as Thanksgiving. But it was like a multiple day thing back in the past. Like, they would have these days of giving thanks for
But why
multiple
turkey?
reasons. So turkey, yeah, because that was a native bird here in America.
Yeah.
I don't. Do you know that Ben Franklin actually wanted to, instead of the bald eagle, he wanted the national bird to be the turkey?
That's not as scary.
That's not as, but they're fucking male turkeys
Yeah.
are really scary. I think
Yeah.
I told you the story.
Yeah, but a fucking bald eagle is gonna
No, it's not. Yeah.
like bald
No.
eagle massacres a fucking male turkey.
Right. A turkey wouldn't sound as good in
Yeah.
a certain
What are we
song
gonna fucking
that
gobble?
you have there on the new. Imagine a turkey. So yeah, that was some shit that I learned in public school. 3 things.
I don't understand how you guys can remember that, because like I was only at school a couple years ago and I'm like briefly remember when I learned about these things, and I was young. I probably should have paid better attention.
Yeah.
I remembered a lot before I started to do as many drugs
Yeah.
as I've done. So
Kenny, is that what blurring your wow, my voice just stopped working.
Too much gobbling earlier.
Not gobbling, hobbling.
Hobnobbling the goblin turkey.
but yeah, it's wild, man. I mean, like, yeah, half the Pilgrims died that first winter. Right. And then, so yeah, I totally get it. The Wampanoag for sure helped them. They taught them how to, I think they taught them how to fish for eel, which they had no idea what eel was or how to catch them. But I always imagine it being like some white people moving into the ghetto and they're like, where's the Whole Foods? There's no Trader Joe's here? Like, what? We're supposed to live off a Crown Fried Chicken?
And then half the people died going to the store.
And Checkers? We don't like, yeah. And then half of them died trying to get to Crown Fried Chicken. And then the
We're
Wampanoag
looking
were
for
like,
the Boston market.
yeah.
They didn't have one in Rhode Island, did they?
I don't think they did. No. That was
That's why
Boston.
they died.
It was Massachusetts.
Why
Yeah.
they died.
Oh, they were in Boston, and there was some
Not
in
Rhode Island
so
market.
I read some stuff on them today. I
Yeah.
waited till the last minute to do some research. Fucking giving me homework and shit.
Hey, we're talking about school. You need to re-up on your knowledge.
Yeah, that school shit was.
I would just like to
garbage.
point out that I didn't fucking do any research.
Nobody did any research.
Yeah, I did. I did today. I was sitting in your living room.
I barely did any.
Yeah.
You were the one who told us to do the fucking research, and you
Nah,
didn't
he
do
did.
shit.
He
I
like,
got my research
he like
here.
copy and paste.
Do you
want to
hear? I have 2 first-person accounts from the fucking Pilgrims who were there.
Okay.
Do you want to hear them?
Joe Burke.
Sure you do.
All right, here we go.
This one's from William Bradford. He wrote, "They began now to gather in the small harvest they had, and to fill up their houses and dwellings against winter, being all well recovered in health and strength, and had all things in good plenty. For as they were thus employed in affairs abroad, others were exercised in fishing, about cod and bass and other fish, of which they took good store, of which every family had their portion. All the summer there was no want, and now began to come in store of fowl as winter approached, of which this place did abound, when there can be used, but afterwards decreased by degrees. And besides waterfowl, there was a great store of wild turkeys, of which they took many, besides venison, etc. Besides, they had about a peck and a meal a week per person. And now since harvest, Indian corn to the proportion which many made afterward write so largely of their plenty here to their friends in England, which were not feigned by true reports." So, I mean, come on.
I hate Old English.
Obviously, bro knows what he's talking about. He was there. They had fowl. Remember when we've been out fowling before? Remember that last time?
Oh, we fouled out
we went
multiple times. We found out right now.
We got a second account by Mr. Edward Winslow, which I will read to you now, okay? I know you don't want to hear this, but I'm going to read it to you
I like
anyway.
this better than the other shit. Go ahead.
This
go.
is great. Edward Winslow wrote, "Our harvest being gotten in, our governor sent 4 men on fowling." Imagine being one of those 4 men sent on
sure.
fowling.
They were doing more than the birds. I'm telling you that.
They were going out fowling,
They
right?
probably weren't even wearing protection.
Picking up some birds. Yes, birds.
Some.
Loose women. Birds.
The top.
Whores.
Go birds.
Yes.
Go birds.
Okay. That so we might after a special manner rejoice together after we had gathered all the fruits of our labor. Okay? The fruits
Sounds like a Subaru moment.
of our labor. They 4 in one day killed as much fowl as, with a little help beside, served the company almost a week. At which time, amongst other reparations, we exercised our arms, many of the Indians coming amongst us, and amongst the rest their greatest king, Massasoit, with some 90 men, who for 3 days we entertained and feasted. And they went out and killed 5 deer, which we brought to the plantation and bestowed upon our governor, and upon the captain and others. And although it not always be so plentiful as it was this time with us, yet by the goodness of God we are so far from want that we often wish you partakers of our plenty. Sounds pretty fucking great, right?
I would have definitely ate some food.
They threw a party. Some Indians showed up. They were like, "We're going to go kill some fucking deer and bring some venison to this party." And they partied and ate for 3
I wonder
days.
what kind of spirits they had. You know what I mean?
Well, that's the other thing, right? So
Knocking
like
bull.
they gave us tobacco.
Okay.
We gave them booze, the fire water. But like, you want to talk about a real genocide? Like the Indians introduced the white man to tobacco, which killed millions upon millions of people through lung cancer.
You're welcome.
Right? So like, where's the real genocide, bro? Where's the real genocide? Like, you know, people say we gave them like these blankets full of smallpox and stuff. Right? You ever hear that one too? Mm-hmm. There wasn't even a unified germ theory until decades after that. Like, we didn't understand what germs were. There's no way people could have purposely infected blankets to give them to Native Americans.
Were the fucking blankets infected?
Because we didn't understand
Were
what
they infected?
We didn't understand what germs were.
You
There
didn't
was
understand that even to the Black Plague. No one even they were kind of like learning what a disease is, but the way of preventing it and all that, they had no idea. Like, they were still in I wonder when that was.
The colonists were fucking dirty, though. That's one thing.
Yeah.
Native Americans would bathe daily in rivers and streams. The colonists came over, and that's probably one of the reasons why they brought smallpox and other shit, because they were fucking filthy. Because they didn't like, dude, they thought if you just changed your underwear, so they would wear like linen undergarments.
Yeah.
They thought if you changed those, that
good.
was as good as washing your body. Because there was no history of like washing your body.
Oh, wow. That's
Some people, you
that's
might wash your body like 3 times in your entire life.
What?
Yeah,
Ew.
they did. I know.
It's nasty.
Dude,
So, yeah,
you know
they
the
were
dick
nasty.
cheese that would grow? Holy shit.
Richard Cheese. I think we've talked about him before.
Jesus, Jojo. Why'd you gotta go there, brother?
Speaking of bathing, do you want to play the second TikTok video? Because this guy goes into some detail
Here we go.
about this one's great.
Happy Thanksgiving is what you would normally hear around this time period from most people that look like me, right? But really ask yourself a question. What is Thanksgiving? And why do we continue to celebrate it? As black people, let me ask y'all a question real quick. How would you feel if a group of people told you that you should celebrate the transatlantic slave trade? Sounds kind of bugged out, right? Like, why would I sit here and celebrate the fact that my ancestors were put on slave ships and shipped out to various countries and suffered through slavery? We were beaten, we were raped, our culture was taken away from us, we were given surnames and bywords.
So of course this dude is bringing back Thanksgiving to slavery, right? He's talking about the transatlantic slave trade when he's trying to make an argument about Thanksgiving and settlers and Native Americans. But dude, why does he look like the fucking gimp from Pulp Fiction without the mask on?
I don't know.
He looks like the guy
But what-
online who's like, you see these
We don't
dogs in
even
your
see
front
the
yard?
Gimp. The Gimp has a mask on.
Yeah, but look at the rest. He's like a leather daddy without the mask.
He's probably in some club, man. He's probably in some fight club.
Oh, yeah,
Anyway.
I just noticed all the leather.
You can keep
That's
playing.
all his studs and stuff. Yeah.
You know, we had to suffer a lot to get to where we are today. Why would I celebrate that? Sounds kind of wild, right? Well, that's exactly what's happening when you celebrate Thanksgiving.
Okay, so so celebrating the slave trade is exactly the same as celebrating Thanksgiving. That's this guy's argument. If you celebrate Thanksgiving, it's the same as celebrating the slave trade.
Yeah.
So I obviously his logic is sound, top notch. I can't.
But the people are retarded.
Yeah, I have nothing for that.
Osho's on top of it. Yeah. Let's see what else he has.
Single year. People like to portray this fairy tale that when the pilgrims came here, you know, Christopher Columbus and the conquistadors, that they were just super buddy-buddy with all the native indigenous people, and somehow black people just forget that we were enslaved at this time too, and it was all sunshine and rainbows. Y'all been watching too much Pocahontas on Disney. Y'all seem to forget that these Europeans killed a lot of the native people. And in case you forgot, don't worry, I got you, right? When Europeans arrived in the Americas, they caused so much death and disease that it changed the global climate.
I love this. Pause that there.
Shocker.
The settlers killed so many people that climate change.
Didn't
Make sense?
That's only ever happened once before. with-
Makes sense. It makes sense, right?
Yeah.
You killed so many people, then climate change.
Who's the other total?
Logical to me.
Genghis Khan?
Genghis Khan.
Yeah, like that was proven.
Yes.
That he killed so many people that
But he marauded through
Yeah.
he killed millions of people.
yeah,
Like-
no, this guy's smoking.
I love that argument though. The settlers killed so many people. ... Climate change.
I got nothing on that.
Makes sense,
I ain't
right?
messing with- I ain't messing with that dude. I ain't even saying. He can
All right.
say whatever he
What
wants.
else? What else does he have? I love this guy.
European settlers killed 56 million indigenous people over the span of about 100 years in South, Central, and North America.
How did they
I have to
die?
remember something. They like to portray that, you know, the natives were just a bunch of savages and cavemen just living off the land and had no structure. That wasn't what it was. No, the natives actually taught the Europeans how to properly bathe, They taught them how to properly grow crops, how to live off the land, how to properly farm their animals.
How to properly farm their animals?
Pretty
There
sure
was
us black people, we
no.
already know. We had to teach the
They had no farm animals. You know, they didn't domesticate the horse. People, that was the one thing I remember learning is like,
Yeah.
and like a lot of tribes, especially the Comanche, like once they gained mastery over the horse, they were fucking 1,000 times more deadly than they were. That didn't happen before the white people came here. The Spaniards brought the horses here. So this dude thinks that Native Americans farmed animals. No, they didn't farm animals. Like, they didn't. I love his enthusiasm. Unfortunately, his facts are fucked up and horrible. Like, and he has no idea. He has no idea what he's talking about. But I like to hear him talk. I do, because he has like, he's a jazzy way of speaking. I like the way he talks. So maybe let's.
Why
keep
does it
going.
gotta be jazzy?
It's just it's a jazzy way of talking.
we had to teach the Europeans how to do that too. To this day, I still can't bring myself to understand how a group of people went across the entire world colonizing for spices and still.
Oh, I love this. I love this fucking argument that white people don't season their food.
I love it.
You've come across this before, right?
Oh yeah.
See, I think I would season if I made it.
So I was on a TikTok live recently and I kind of felt bad for this dude, but I kind of didn't because he put himself up to it. It was a singular white dude in an all black TikTok. And I've had this experience so often where they'll bring up one guy just to fucking
Beat on him.
beat his ass, and this guy like tried so hard, like he wanted to be such an ally, he wanted to be such a good white boy that was like acceptable to the black people, but they were fucking whipping his ass. And this one guy was like, I want you to go into your kitchen and open up your cabinet and show me your spice cabinet. And this fucking dude went into his kitchen. He didn't have his camera on. He was like, they were like, turn your camera on. He was like, I don't want to put my, like, turn your camera on. If you want to be an ally, turn your camera on. And this dude was like, just didn't want anything more than to be accepted. Turns his camera on, opens up, and the guy's like, I don't even really cook. It's like, my wife mostly cooks. It's like, they're like, show me the fucking spices in your fucking spice cabinet. And he's like, and he's like,
Salt, pepper, and ketchup.
and it's like, come on, like, that's such a played out. That's like, when I'm in those spaces and I like interact with these racist people who assume all white people don't season their food, I'm like,
Well, can we go see your spice cabinet?
my response is, show me the last birthday card you got from your father, and then I'll show you my spice cabinet.
How the fuck am I funny? What the fuck? Tell me what's funny.
No, because that's what it's like. If you want to play a game, if we're like
My
making
dad
jokes,
stopped sending me birthday cards.
yeah, but I
that's
send you.
insane.
Come on.
I'm not gonna make it fucking easy for you, but it's true though. He would send them, and then like I would open the card. Actually wouldn't read it. My boy Tony, my best friend Tony, like, if you get a birthday card and you shake it, no money comes out, you don't read it. Yeah, it's just, you just shake. There's no money. But yeah, I got what you're saying.
Well, that's how. I mean, yeah, that's you're
Yeah.
more in touch with your
and-
African
and-
roots than I am.
My dad didn't cook anyway. He used 0 spices.
You're trying to fight
He drank
fire with
Pepsi.
fire,
Yeah,
which
right.
which is fair play.
I mean, it's the only reason that I go into those lives, because it's like these people aren't serious, and if they are serious, then it's like
That's
we're
something
just
fun to do.
going to continue to divide people based on race, based on things
They
that we have
divide
no
them-
control
people divide
over. So
themselves. People participate.
if you want to be an asshole, like, yeah, I have no problem being an asshole in a jokey way back to you.
in a jokey way, dude.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I would never do. Yeah,
I just
like,
don't. I couldn't. I love that you get involved in that shit, because it's like I wouldn't know anything about it.
we
You
might
talk
do.
about-
I mean, we talked about maybe starting to do some live
Yeah.
things, because
I
it is really great for interaction. I mean,
Yeah.
the amount of people that come through that app is wild.
A lot of people come.
and if we could, a lot of people come. Yeah,
On it
especially
or
when
in
I'm
it?
when I'm
Like,
talking.
on it or in it.
When I'm talking, everybody's coming.
I think a live thing would be cool at some point.
Yeah,
I mean, OBS is set up for it.
yeah, it'd be so easy to import it,
Yeah.
and It's just and I actually met a dude on there recently who I would love to have on the cast too. We're
gonna do it live.
We're gonna do it live.
Fuck it, we're live. Do it live.
Yeah, I don't really care. Like, I mean, I definitely probably feel that some people, there's going to be some people shitting on it, but like, I don't even give a fuck.
Yeah.
Dude. Like, I could care less what you think. I go home and sleep with myself. I'm well with myself. I don't care, dude.
Yeah.
I've always said this about social media. Your biggest fans are your haters, because your haters are always watching you and you're good and you're bad.
Right.
Yeah.
It's the truth.
So.
It is honestly the truth. People that hate your content are always watching.
Yeah, it's true.
I think I heard that with Howard. Like, that's how like he got big, because they were like interested to see what he was going to say next. You know?
Yeah.
What I mean?
What do they call it? Doom scrolling, or hate scrolling?
I don't know. What is it, Jojo?
Hate speech.
Hate speech.
Hate speech.
There's no such thing as hate speech. There's only hateful speech.
Must have had some school classes today, did you?
Yeah, see, so that's why we're the greatest fucking country to ever exist, right? Which we're slowly becoming less of, but in other countries, fuck yeah! England, Germany, basically all of Western Europe has, and even Scandinavia has hate speech laws. They don't have a First Amendment, but they do have hate speech laws. So you don't have the right to say anything you want. And if you do, there was a fucking lady in England who just got arrested. There was a video of it. I don't know if you saw it. I should have saved it.
She did. What'd she do?
She made some Twitter post, X, I guess it's called now. I'm not used to that. She was, I wish I could remember. Either she was defending Israel or she was talking about trans men in women's sports, something like that. But
How did those two?
the fucking cops came to her house and arrested her because of a social media post. Wow. Yeah. I wish I had the details to share. So, but anyway, yeah. So, but like we don't. That's why fucking England sucks and America rules.
Was in England?
Yeah. Although there was also a dude who just went to jail in America for posting memes.
Oh yeah, I think I heard that guy
about the election, right?
Oh yeah.
2016.
And he was just sharing stuff that was already out there.
Right.
So they didn't actually get the people that actually made them. He just shared them.
And they put him in jail.
That's wild. How long did he go to jail for that?
7 months, maybe. Yeah, I don't know. I'm talking out of my ass. But
Well,
it
seems
was
really ridiculous.
It was multiple months for sharing a meme. And it was talking about, it was like something, I think the one was directed at Hillary Clinton supporters, saying you could text your vote into this number.
Yeah.
And they said that was like election interference and fraud. And it was like, I'm sorry, if you're so fucking dumb that you think you can text your vote in, maybe you shouldn't be voting.
Yep.
Maybe like...
I don't. Yeah, that's weird.
If that was the truth, dude, you know how many bots people would have set up?
Dude, I know. It's
they can go after all these other cats that are doing some real evil shit. You know, like.
Of course they could.
It's all about pushing the agenda,
They're
man.
not, right?
If you're not pushing the right agenda, you're gonna get shit on.
Who are they going after, right? Going after dudes sharing memes around the 2016 election? People who weren't even at January 6th are in prison for 22 years? Like
They weren't even there?
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah, the leader of the Proud Boys, Enrique Tarrio. Tarrio.
Yeah.
So I'm
He
sure he's
wasn't
gonna.
even there?
He wasn't there. Yeah.
Okay.
Anyway, yeah, it's hard to see
Happy
that it's
Thanksgiving.
not political what's going on, but happy Thanksgiving, and I think we should close on a really great scene from the movie.
Yeah, what movie is it?
What is it? Bury My Heart at Wounded Knee.
All right, I'll play it now.
2006.
I thought you were going to play my video.
Yeah, no, we'll pass on that video.
Yeah, I bet.
Sitting Bull requested this council. We await his words.
Take your soldiers out of here. They scare the game away.
Very well, sir. Tell me then, how far away should I take my men?
You must take them out of our lands.
What precisely are your lands?
These are the lands where my people lived before you whites first came.
I don't understand. We whites were not your first enemies. Why don't you demand back the land in Minnesota where the Chippewa and others forced you from years before?
The Black Hills are sacred land given to my people by Wakantonka.
Very convenient to cloak your claims in spiritualism. And what would you say to the Mormons and others who believe that their God has given to them Indian lands in the West?
I would say they should listen to Wakantonka.
No matter what your legends say, you didn't sprout from the plains like the spring grasses, and you didn't coalesce out of the ether. You came out of the Minnesota woodlands, armed to the teeth, and set upon your fellow man. You massacred the Kiowa, the Omaha, the Ponca, the Oto, and the Pawnee without mercy. And yet you claim the Black Hills as a private preserve bequeathed to you by the Great Spirit.
And who gave us the guns and powder to kill our enemies? And who traded weapons to the Chippewa and others who drove us from our home?
Chief Sitting Bull, the proposition that you were a peaceable people before the appearance of the white man is the most fanciful legend of all. You were killing each other for hundreds of moons before the first white stepped foot on this continent. You conquered those tribes, lusting for their game and their lands, just as we have now conquered you for no less noble a cause.
This is your story of my people.
This is the truth, not legend.
Happy Thanksgiving, motherfuckers. This is the truth, not legend. We'll see you next time. Peace.
Gobble, gobble.
Yeah.